This top 10 is brought to you by Blue Apron, the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/top10. You will love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, so don't wait. That's blueapron.com/top10. Not long ago, we looked at the best Pokemon to come out of Pokemon Sun and Moon, but let's be honest here, they can't all be winners. So we're gonna be looking at the worst. Hey, I'm Nervous Nick for Screw Attack's Top 10 Worst Sun and Moon Pokemon.
Number 10.
We had a lot of cool new Alolan forms in our top 10 best Pokemon video, but that doesn't mean that all of them were good ideas. Case in point, Alolan Dugtrio. I mean, look at it. What were they thinking? Is that supposed to be Surfer Dude hair on a ground-type Pokemon? Sure, the Steel typing is actually pretty awesome, but do you know why it's Steel type? Well, apparently, Dugtrio's newfound hair is actually metal. So don't try running your hand through those golden locks, cause you might as well stick them in a running garbage disposal. Now, I know, a lot of people do like this one, and technically it's probably stronger than old school Dugtrio, but that just makes its goofy appearance even more unfortunate. In my opinion, all of this, does not work.
Number 9.
Sure, Kamala's kind of cute, but it really doesn't have a whole lot else going for it. Its stats are lame, its move list is poor, and really, when you look at it, it's just a koala! Yeah, Game Freak was really pumping those creative juices on this one! But worst of all, Kamala has one of the saddest lives of any Pokemon ever. According to the Pokedex, Kamala is born asleep and dies asleep. This poor thing doesn't even know what reality is for the entirety of its life. Kamala makes me sad, and that's why it's number 9.
Number 8.
Let's just be real here. Ever since Gen 1, nobody has really cared all that much about Raticate. It's just a big, matty rat with giant teeth. So what's the next best thing? A big, matty rat that looks like it ate a bunch of bees. And don't tell me that the new Dark Normal typing is a good thing, because this combo gives Alolan Raticate a bunch of new fatal weaknesses. Alolan Raticate had a chance to take this less-than-loved Pokemon up a notch and finally give it some worthwhile attention. Instead, it dropped it to a new low.
Number 7.
No matter which generation of Pokemon you look at, it seems like the dumbest creatures are the ones designed after inanimate objects. You've got trash bags, ice cream cones, Pokeballs, and keys. That one still frustrates me, but this gen, it's an anchor. An anchor Pokemon called Delmas? Delmas? Whatever. What's even worse is this Pokemon is super hard to find. Not that you'd want to use this thing when Decidueye is the far cooler Grass and Ghost type, but for you Pokedex completionists out there, Delmas is only in one place in the entire Alola region. Oh, and if you don't find the exact right spot, your chances of finding this ugly-looking thing is a pathetic 1%.
Number 6.
You know that a Pokemon is bad if you take one look at it and say, this makes me angry. That's how I feel every time I look at Brookseh. It looks like someone took a bunch of colored Play-Doh, mashed it all together into something vaguely representing a fish, and slapped some giant fake monster teeth on it. And then there's like the giant lips and the flower coming out of its head. What is going on with this design? I don't want to look at Brookseh anymore. Move on.
Number 5.
So number 5 was going to be a toss-up between these two Pokemon, but Morlul is at least kind of cute. Shiinotic does not need to exist. We've already got several mushroom Pokemon, all of which were already questionable in my book, so getting another one wasting space is just embarrassing. Especially since Shiinotic's stats suck. What is it with Nintendo and mushrooms?
Number 4.
Pyukumuku. What a sad excuse for a Pokemon. Pyukumuku has no evolution, no speed whatsoever, and absolutely no decent attacks. Seriously, Pyukumuku doesn't learn a single straightforward attack. Instead, it relies on its incredibly high defensive stats to basically serve as a tiny, useless wall. You might think that its ability innards out makes it worthwhile. Basically, when it dies, it deals damage to the opposing Pokemon equal to however much HP Pyukumuku had previously. Problem is, it doesn't have that much HP at all, and its high defense makes it difficult to kill in one hit for max damage anyway. This Pokemon literally works against itself, which actually makes sense after you read about it. Apparently, a Pyukumuku's life consists of sitting in one spot and never moving an inch. Ever. It just starves itself to death on its own accord. How is this species not extinct?
Number 3.
Look at Bounsweet. Now look at Hoppip.
Now look at Cherubi.
Now back to Bounsweet. What is it with these round pink things with green crap growing out of their heads? Why does Bounsweet exist? At least Cherum had a gimmick that changed its appearance according to the weather, but Bounsweet's gimmick is that it's literally food. These things are regularly snapped up by Alolan birds as snacks. Now, if a species doesn't want to go extinct in 10 minutes, they usually form some kind of defense against their predators. Bounsweet sucks so badly that it does the opposite and emits an aroma that attracts birds of prey. Also, people on Alola drink Bounsweet's juicy sweat because it's high in sugar and apparently tastes good. It's friggin' gross.
Number 2.
At first glance, Young Goose doesn't seem all that bad. But then you realize that it's basically just a dumber version of Rattata. Well, heck, it even learns a lot of the same moves. But what I can't stand is that these things are pollution on Wonder Trade. Every time I try trading out things that somebody out there is bound to actually want, how is my generosity rewarded? Young Goose. Every time. Probably named Trump, because ha ha ha, original joke! Look, you got a funny guy here! You named him Trump! Because he's got the hair! So now I've got 3 boxes full of Trump gooses that I'm both too lazy to release into the wild and too morally opposed to clogging up Wonder Trade with. I can't win!
It's number 1.
Number 1 on this list is not gonna be number 1 on your list. This garbage Pokemon is a symbol of false promises, of hope turned to betrayal and deception. On our last list, we ranked the Poison Fire Raptor thingy Salazzle as one of our favorite newcomers. I couldn't wait to have the evolved form of Salandit on my team. Folks, I consider myself to be a very patient man, but after 62 levels, even I start wondering when I'm gonna get my awesome Fire Lizard already. That was the critical moment when I learned that only the rare female Salandits evolve into Salazzle and not male ones like the one I had been lugging around for forever. So I kicked that Salandit out of my team, never to be seen again. If you're still not convinced, I even got a shiny male Salandit on Wonder Trade once. Think about everything that implies. You've only got like a 1 in 4,000 or so chance of encountering a shiny Pokemon to begin with, but if it's a male Salandit, it's like finding a golden turd. It may be rare, but male Salandits in general are just a pointless dead end. Thank you so much for watching Top 10 Worst Sun and Moon Pokemon. If there's a Pokemon that you thought should have been on the list, let us know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on a top 10 because we do these every week. And if you want to check out some other past episodes, make sure to click on the playlist right over there. That's all I have to say, so now I'm just gonna fill out the rest of the time by staring at you.